Hey everybody, this week we're going to be learning about embedded analytics. It's a little chilly here in Dallas, so I got my Hensley, I think that's right, little shirt, Longhorn, gotta love it, right? So, um, most things, most value of perception, at least in my opinion, is not in the data, right? It's actually in the layer of the application between your eyeballs or the consumer's eyeballs and their screen. And a big part of that is business intelligence, dashboards, which is really just visualizing the analytics and all the horsepower behind that. So, you know, what's cool about embedded analytics is it's actually allowing you to take, a visualization tool like Amazon Quicksite or Tableau or Power BI, and then you would actually embed that in your application, maybe a self-service portal. It could be sales ops, it could be supply chain, it could be manufacturing, it could be anything. But instead of having to build your own stack, you're embedding these dashboards and actually letting users do self ad hoc queries and reporting. So it might look like this, might look like, an example here, visualizing lots of different tools built into these platforms. But here are four things that I thought were really cool about Amazon Quicksite, which can do embedded analytics. So anomaly detection out of the box with machine learning, forecasting, something called Quicksite Q, which is actually just natural language processing. So imagine like typing in your query in business speak and then actually getting the results instead of SQL statements. And then kind of a commercial side of this is session-based pricing, which is like the first of its kind. So it's actually pretty fascinating, but maybe I'm just a geek. All right, so anomaly detection first off. So, what makes this so unique? Well, humans are actually pretty good at anomaly detection, but what this does is it takes a random cut forest algorithm, which is an unsupervised learning algorithm, combs through the data that you already have in being visualized, and then it will actually identify the outliers, right? So pretty powerful stuff. Another example of this would be with forecasting, and so Amazon Quicksite also uses random cut forest, but they do it in a bifocal way. So they do a first pass, which creates quote unquote, it's called a weak forecast, and then they do another random cut forest, which actually improves the accuracy, which is significantly improved over like a traditional ETS type forecasting model. And again, this is visualized, which is I think is really good from a like trends and analysis, right? If I'm looking out 30, 90, 180 days, am I trending in a way that I want to? If you're looking for a real detailed forecasting tool that leverages machine learning, I would recommend something like Amazon Forecast, or building your own custom model on SageMaker if it's really complicated. The other area here is really empowering users is natural language queries. So imagine if you went to your dashboard and be like, I wonder how many green rabbit foots are being sold in Texas. Like that's typically not a query that you can do on your data. And so what's fascinating to me here is it's actually behind the scenes. Amazon Web Services is indexing, taking your data, building an index that's searchable, and then parses your natural language query into blocks that it can then use to search that index. So it's a, I don't know, just cool tool. I think it empowers users, which is why I brought it up. And then finally, per session pricing for embedded analytics. So imagine that if you have a dashboard, so I'm in sales and we check in sales ops, maybe weekly or monthly, instead of having to license for that whole user for the month as a reader or an author, if I'm only checking a dashboard once a week or once a month, if I could just be charged for that. So Amazon came out with a session-based pricing, so it's a minimum of 30 minutes per session, and then essentially you only pay when your dashboard's being hit, which is remarkable for both internal use cases for where you have a lot of variability in demand of either power users or people in the warehouse check it once a day, once a week, once a month, for example, or if you are building out a solution both internally or externally, embedding this and only having to pay for the licenses that your end users are actually consuming when they consume it. So pretty cool stuff. So that's it, what I learned about embedded analytics this week, and four of the things I really thought were super cool about Amazon Quicksite. Tune in next week to see what I learned about then. Thanks. And if you have any ideas, comment below. Thanks.